Well, hey there everybody, welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today we are checking out the K-Bar Potbelly. This is an awesome blade, originally designed by Steve Johnson, and he was picked up by K-Bar, his design, and they put it in their adventure line. And that's what we're looking at here today. And also in that same line is the K-Bar Bacon Maker. This one is the Potbelly, kind of referring to the fact that you're going to take this on a big boar hunt, kill your pig and then be able to skin, gut it, prepare your campsite, chop down some wood, and do everything you would need to do with one knife. So that's kind of the philosophy behind this blade. Give you some basic specs. We'll jump into a bunch of field testing today. We got an overall length from tip to the end of the handle of 12.5 inches. We have an actual cutting edge of 6 5/8 inches, which with an actual length from tip to where the handle starts of 7 1/8 inches. So basically 6.5 inch actual edge, and to the handle is 7 1/4. It is a 1/4 inch thick. This thing is a beast. It is nice, thick, just as thick as your BK2, with a really nice swedge, unsharpened swedge up there, clip point design, hollow grind with a kind of a delicate tip there, Zytel handle scales, a full tang all the way through, made here in the USA out of 1095 Crovan, high carbon steel, Rockwell hardness 56 to 58. So this is definitely a tank of a knife and weighs in at 1 pound 2 ounces. So this is a beast and a monster of a blade, and we're gonna go out today and just beat on this thing and see how well it can really do as a camp knife. You know, at 18 ounces, I mean, this thing is just destroying this dead pine tree we got here. Holy Lord. There's definitely something to be said about a heavy knife being able to make your work a lot less difficult. It's about a 4-inch size tree that we're going through today. And you can see I'm not breathing hard at all. 18 ounces is awesome for a large knife. You're gonna be able to do your boar hunt and clear brush afterwards with the K-Bar Potbelly. Nice. Going right through that nylon webbing. Okay, so let's talk about the handle here on the Potbelly really quick. It's got Zytel handle scales, which are really nice, contoured well. They got this pocking kind of material is what they, the texturing that they say, which is great texturing. I really love it. Got a really nice palm swell there for your hand. Really, really nice. And very large. You can see I wear large size gloves, and I mean, that is a massive, huge handle, full tang construction, obviously with that 1/4 inch thick spine bolted in, so you could take those off if you need to clean it. You drop it in salt water, something like that. The thing that is some of you will either love or some of you will hate is this little hump right here. I found that I don't mind it. Originally, when I had bought the Bacon Maker and then this Potbelly, I was like, opening it up, I thought I was going to hate that hump. But what I found is if I'm doing chopping, it holds my hand great back here. I just put my pinky through that lanyard hole, and then I begin to swing and chop, and I get a really good grip on that knife back there, and it's not flying out of my hand or anything like that. And then when I go into my detailed work, I basically, on this model, put 3 fingers up there, and then my pinky goes on the other side of that hump. I'm locked into place, and then I can really get that detail work going. So I've found that even though it looks kind of goofy and it's huge, the handle really works well for my needs, and I haven't had really any issues with the handle at all. And regardless if you're chopping or doing your detail work, it's going to do a great job, that particular handle. So this Potbelly has a hollow grind, which, I don't necessarily care for, but it makes it razor sharp. And even though it's a huge 1/4 inch thick, massive knife, I can really get in there. You can see here doing this feathering detail work without too much trouble at all, and really get those fire sticks going if I had to after chopping and batoning and doing all that stuff. You can really do that detailed carving, which is a really big plus, and just really enjoy using it in that format, in a kind of carving, whittling, detailed, very detailed, you can do with the Potbelly very easily. And so if you are skinning game, another nice feature that just the way they designed the ergonomics of this knife is that I have my 3 fingers in that hump really choked up, and I got my index finger up there on the spine with that 1/4 inch thickness. Really helps me to, you know, give me really good support. And then you can slice open your game with really good control. You're going to be able to do that just really, really well. Be able to do your slicing detailed, you know, opening up your hog that you've just killed, you know, or whatever type of animal. This is going to be even though it's a huge knife, you know, you're going to be able to do some really detailed hunting, you know, opening game, processing your game with the Potbelly, which is a really big plus for such a large knife. All right, we're going to take a moment and take a break from the testing of the blade and talk about the sheath here. This is a really heavy-duty nylon Kedora sheath knife that they come with the Potbelly as well as the Bacon Maker. And what you get here is just a very large, I believe this is over 15 inches in length. You get paracord lashings down here. You get a really big dump pocket. You know, it comes with some shoelace. Pretty bogus. Would have liked to see 550 paracord, but really huge dump pocket. You can see there, I mean, I can get my whole hand in there. So you can make a whole survival kit out of that pocket, which is pretty sweet. And then as well as it comes with that piggyback little fixed blade, and it has a little extra sheath inside there that the knife goes into, which is a nice little plus. Pops back into place. You got your 2 lashing points here, really nice strong buttons. And then a third set up here that you can run paracord through to make this jump ready. So if you did want to make this, you know, paratrooper jump out of a plane ready, you could. And so the knife slides into place. You put your Velcro and button straps over, pop them into place over the handle. Really nice and secure. The blade is not coming out. I'm just tugging on that thing. Not coming out. Definitely some rattle. But you can see there, you know, really nice and secure. Then on the back, you got some PAL webbing that you could run paracord or different types of MOLLE attachments if you wanted to. And then a really nice big belt loop there that you could get a tactical belt or any other type of wide, thick leather belt on. And put the sheath on. So very nice. I mean, it definitely will last the lifetime of the knife, you know, very heavy duty sheath, but it's a very heavy sheath. It weighs a lot, it's big, it's cumbersome. So I mean, it does the job great, and you're going to be able to do a lot with that sheath, but it is a really big package if you are trying to cut down on weight and you're going to be, you know, hiking in 10 miles maybe for your hunt or for your camping trip. So that is a plus or a minus, just kind of depends on what you're looking at. Definitely a heavy package altogether. I believe it comes in at just about 2 pounds, everything you see here, whereas maybe some other knives that are this size would just have a smaller, more lightweight sheath. So here's the Potbelly on my leg, just so you can, again, just kind of see the profile. It is kind of big. It's going down almost to my knee is where it ends, you know, all the way up to my hip, obviously. And so again, great heavy duty sheath, but it is going to be pretty bulky and cumbersome, particularly if you're trying to put it on a pack or something like that. Nice. Boom. Boom. This 1/4 inch thick spine on the Potbelly is awesome. 1 or 2 hits and boom, you're going through wood. Really, really nice. And with that over 6 inch cutting edge, that's going to give you a lot of just spanning ability to be able to span a lot of wood. I would say the only downside is that unsharpened swedge up there for that clip point design. Kind of holds it back. You got to really have a really good strong batoning stick when you're batoning, otherwise you're going to break it really quick with that unsharpened swedge. But other than that, I mean, that 1/4 inch thick spine, awesome. It's going to just destroy the wood that you have surrounding you and just go right through it. That is awesome. This thing can definitely baton as good as your BK2. You can see with that clip point design, I mean, we're getting, this is some dead wood obviously, but we're getting some really good penetration. It goes in really nice and smooth and quick. I'm not doing a lot of prying side to side just because you can see that that's a really delicate tip. You know, it's reinforced all the way through, which is a plus, but it is definitely thinner and sharper, obviously, so you can really get in there, which is nice, than say some other knives. So you just don't want to be really torquing on that side to side. the traction is so-so on the handle. I would say that the Bacon Maker is definitely a lot better than this Potbelly, just because of the fact that you know, it just doesn't have quite as big a groove down here. I could see myself sliding and really hurting myself if I was stabbing in this format. You know, it's not terrible, but it's just not really what it's designed for, and particularly like this, it's not going to give me any sort of lockup. I could very easily slide up and hurt myself. So it's just, this isn't really a stabber. You know, this is a chopper and a slicer. That's really what the Potbelly is designed at, and not really for tactical or stabbing use. All right, everybody, so in conclusion, this Potbelly is an amazing knife to use. I really enjoy using it with basically just over 6.5 inch cutting edge. You know, you got 18 ounces of power behind it for both batoning and chopping. You got that 1/4 inch thick spine, thicker than the Bacon Maker. I mean, everything about this blade, made in the US, the 1095, the hollow grind is holding an edge extremely well. I love it. I mean, it's still razor, hair popping sharp after all the different abuse that we've done for it. So if you are looking for a big camp knife or a big hunting knife that can do camp tasks, either one, this Potbelly is going to be a home run for you, and I would highly recommend this blade. This thing is fun to use, unique, different, and will do basically anything you throw at it in a camping or hunting situation. This thing is going to rock at it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.